Hi everybody, I'm Southern Hancock Community Relations Director Wes Anderson. New Palestine High School Principal Jim Voelz is with me today. And Jim, we're going to talk a lot about where we stand with the high school renovation project. I want to say up front, we're not wearing our masks right now so you guys can hear what we're saying. It's kind of windy out here. Of course, we picked the coldest day of the year to do this, so good planning by us on that.
I feel good.
So when we were here in this exact spot about 3.5 months ago, we looked back here and we had some cinder blocks at the bottom. The thing was open at the top. We had no doors, no windows, no bricks, no nothing. A lot has changed out here in 3 months.
Yeah, well, we've got the new lobby entryway is complete, ready to go. All equipment has been cleared, so the parking lot has been given back to us. It's been striped. We have about 300 spots out here for vehicles. So yeah, it looks good. Ready for a little landscaping, and so we're ready to enter.
Someday, and maybe not right off the jump here, someday this will be our student parking lot.
Yeah.
And our students are going to go in this door, and they're going to go into the school.
Yeah.
We may not be there by January,
right?
But that's coming at some point. So that's kind of the deal. Where we stand when we were here 3.5 months ago was a pile of dirt.
Yes.
And now we've got asphalt. We've got this parking lot here. It wraps all the way around the back of the field house structure back there as well. So plenty of parking here for our kids, which will kind of help alleviate where we are in front of the building, out in front of the football field. Right. Make a nice shorter walk for our kids too, who are parking out by that football field now, kind of trekking it into the high school every day.
Yeah, really the only thing we're missing now is just the really nice front facade. It's going to have New Palestine High School, home of the Dragons. The same thing is going to be in the front entryway. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's check it out.
Yeah, let's head inside and take a look. And I want to talk. We're going to walk in and go in the field house structure here, which initially is going to be classrooms. And those classrooms are, for the most part, finished.
Yeah.
And ready for kids. So, again, thank you, sir.
Got it, Mr. Young. There you go.
Now, eventually, we're going to have basketball courts. We're going to have kind of some multi-purpose courts when this structure's all done.
Oh yeah, it's going to be incredible for our athletes, PE classes, for the community. But right now, as you see, which we heard last time, I don't think there was a wall up. Maybe they had got.
No,
I don't think any. They didn't have it. I don't think there was a roof on the field and sports building yet, the field house. But come on in. We're going to see that we've got 19 classrooms ready to go. And so students are going to be coming in from the school or from the parking lot, and they're going to come directly into, we've created like another school here with 19 classrooms. And so in about, this Wednesday, and not too long from now, we're going to have a huge shipment of furniture coming in. Student desks, we're going to have cabinets, and we're going to have shelves, and so it's going to be set up for the students. All the technology, Wi-Fi, everything for teachers to teach and students to learn.
So initially, a lot of our English and math department is going to be here. That old wing of the school from 1950, whatever it was, is the first thing that's going to go. It's going to be demolished.
Yes.
So a lot of those English and math classes are going to be housed here starting second semester. Ideally, our high school's back in class, back in session in person when we come back from Christmas break. But we'll be communicating with those families about who needs to go where, which teachers are out here, what room they're in. Everything's going to be labeled, everything's going to be taken care of, so don't worry about that. But that's an important first step in this process, is getting those English and math teachers into this area so we can start some of that heavy demolition work on the north end of the building.
We hear some demolition work.
That's right.
Yeah. So yeah, they are just about ready to release this area to us, where teachers can put posters up and they can get themselves ready to go. But yeah, I think about middle of January, they're demolishing the old English math area. So those teachers are coming this direction.
So let's kind of head out because there's a lot of other neat stuff in this area. Our athletes are now in the new weight room, which we're excited to show.
Yeah.
New wrestling room's been revamped, renovated as well.
I mean, what's amazing is, and we're going to use this area for 18 months, 2 years, and then it's going to end up being one of the best field houses for athletics and stuff around. So that's exciting.
And there are 19 out here, is that correct? 19 classes?
Yeah, and they are either as big of the classrooms in the school or a little bit bigger, and probably without as much stuff.
Mm-hmm. So we'll head out here, and one of the things we're also finishing up necessary are restrooms, which are going to be right here. Eventually, these will be kind of visitor restrooms for those folks that are coming to events at the field
I'm
house.
excited because they just got the water rolling in the restroom, so I think they told me I get to do the first test of it. So we're gonna check. Fingers crossed. Yes, and then over here's the air. Soap right there. So those look pretty futuristic. And they look, yeah, can you be that excited about sinks? I can't be because I've been kind of waiting for this whole process to get to this point. So
these will be the restrooms that the kids will use if they're out here for an extended period of time. You know, like on your block 4, we go 1-2 homeroom.
Yeah.
If they're here 1-2, they need to run to the bathroom. This people will go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And if they have both of their classes in that structure, the first half of the day. Now we'll still have kids coming back into the building.
Yes.
We have a lot of our regular classrooms that will still meet in their regular classroom.
yeah,
And we'll talk about that in a second. Let's
jump the wrestling room or
go to the weight room first,
Okay.
and we'll stop there on our way out.
All right.
Last time we were here in this weight room, they were just putting drywall on the walls, no flooring down.
I think we're in here and it's pretty dark and
Yeah.
pretty dusty.
Yep.
And so the weight room, other than putting up 6 or 7 large TVs on the walls, getting a sound system in here so we can play some incredible music as they're lifting. But yeah, this is one of the nicer weight rooms around, and I know Coach Ralph, super excited. We'll get the branding up here. Is it Win the Day?
Yep.
It's got to be one of the best mottos around. But Win the Day is going to go somewhere around here really large. So
So there's still some decorating work to be done here to really kind of make this pop visually. I do want to note a lot of these racks and some of this equipment is new, and you can kind of see the branding on that. The dragons. Maybe to get in here a little bit more, Jim. Got the NPHS right here, dragons down there. So these racks are new, which will be great for our athletes. Some new equipment in here. One of the things I like best about the room, honestly, is this little mini 3-lane track right here, which will be great for our athletes that are doing, plyometric work or some speed improvement work. I think that's a really neat feature that Coach Ralph, Coach Cooper, and all of our renovation team here at the high school kind of thought.
Well, I've seen the cross country team's already been lifting, and of course football is, but I've seen the cross country team doing different types of exercises. Don't recall it exactly, but using this track. So
it's been open for about 2.5, 3 weeks. Our athletes are in here. They are using this space before school,
after school, several hours after school for sure. All right, what's your step? Now we're gonna have to creep back if we do go to the wrestling room.
Sure.
Okay. We are, which we'll kind of see as we go out. But I think from that door to the very end when it's complete might be one of the longest high school hallways around. It could be. I'm gonna definitely get my steps in as I go around and check out the facility during the day.
So this is a newly renovated wrestling room here for Coach Johns and the Dragon Wrestlers. I think a lot of folks that have ever been in our wrestling room are kind of familiar with the general layout here. There haven't been a lot of physical changes to the actual room. There's a new office here.
Coach's office storage, which was needed. But yeah, it got a complete refurbish. Ceiling painted, walls painted. We got the branding on the walls there.
These are new mats as well for Coach Johns.
I think one of the last things we need to do is put up we got a couple of wrestling state champions that have some pretty, some cool framed pictures that'll go up there. But yeah, it's a really nice facility for our athletes, our wrestlers.
So let's kind of go back out here, Jim, because I want to go back down to the end of this hallway and kind of help orient people about how this new hallway that we were just in, how that's kind of cut into the building and where those kids are going to kind of come and go and be able to navigate the actual building.
Yep, sounds good. Well, the last thing to do is put the new this new flooring in, which is I really like it. It looks good.
So as we come down this hallway, the field house is now behind you. That's where we came from. The weight room is on your left here. And there's going to be a couple of options as the kids come in this new main artery into the building when it's going to be all done. They're going to have a couple of areas to kind of get to those other parts of the building. Excuse me. So as we kind of come to this little T here, we're kind of at the back of the building. Down here is Mr. Smith's journalism classes. You can kind of go this way to get down to some of those science labs, and Mrs. McKinney and Mr. Dawson and Mrs. Bennett and some of those science classrooms are down there.
Is going to end up being all science labs.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have kind of like an entire science area. And so some of the rooms are going to be, some walls are going down. They're refurbishing some areas and are going to make almost all of them science labs, which is pretty awesome.
And then if you go down this way, you have some of your other science classrooms, and then up into that old English and math wing that's going to be destroyed. Coming back here mid-January, early February.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty dramatic as we're back about mid-January when there's a large chunk of our school is going to be gone. And of course, that's why we need those 19 classrooms back in the field house. Another exciting thing up here, and they call it the four-way or the traffic jam. And one of the things we're trying to do is make it where we just have better areas for students to get from place to place and not get all jammed up in areas. And so like this corner room, which is Dr. Blatchley's room, is going to be wiped out. And so we're going to open up this area right here. So we just have where these hallways where they do meet, they'll just have a lot more space to be able to do that. So some of those improvements over time, talking to the teachers, talking to the students, what do you need for us to improve the area? So that's exciting.
So I do want to go out front, because if you haven't been to campus in a month, 6 weeks, 2 months, there's a lot different out there because they're getting ready to work on that front office expansion.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to see out there. So let's head out there and talk about our plans for that.
Okay. Yep. Sounds good. We've got very interested teachers here. They want to know what's going on. We just had Teacher of the Year walk out of his classroom.
So we've talked about this a little bit in the plans, and while we're walking through this area, this kind of insert here in the middle is the athletic department, Coach Cooper, Coach Wright, tillage, your elevator, your maintenance area here. All of this is coming out.
Correct.
And eventually, it's going to kind of be a nice open common area, kind of an entryway. So
one of those areas that we don't have, and people have asked where it's at, our student center area, an area for students to congregate, sit, but it's going to be right outside the gymnasium. So, whether it be at halftime, before a game, after game, there's going to be a lot more space. But it's also this entryway. As they come in here, it's just going to be basically a really, really large hallway.
Yeah.
But we're going to put some seating, and we'll put some TVs up, and we'll do some things so it's to be a real comfortable area.
Yeah.
For people to meet and for people to get together and talk.
Yeah, I think you kind of get a good perspective of that from where Mr. Young is kind of shooting from. That basically all this is going away. Right. You're going to have this hallway, and it's just going to be completely open in between. Yeah. Some pillars in there, like we talked about, some common area seating. I think that's one of the things when we originally started this process, when we started asking our students what they wanted. If you wanted the perfect high school, what's going to be in it? And they said, we want some places where we can do some small group work together, where we can congregate and we can work quietly away from other people. So I think
we're going to have a room off of it. It's going to be like a coffee shop and an area for students if they want to get some coffee or drinks or that type of stuff at the appropriate times. So you see a lot of high schools, newer high schools being built have those areas for students. We've been lacking that, but not for long, which is it's going to be really cool.
Let's head out front here.
Okay.
And take a look at kind of where we stand, and we'll talk about what the plan is for this new area in the front of the building, and what the plan is for the existing front office. So this is kind of a temporary structure here. Just kind of protect everybody as they come in the building every day.
Well, they're going to be building a facade and some 20-foot walls here for the new entryway, and to make it safe for students and staff and community to come in and out. We've got a temporary tunnel.
So, this is right, we're standing right in front of door one, right in front of the, probably go in there, if you want to. You can squeeze through there, Mr. Young. So this big concrete footer here, eventually is going to be your new front office of the building.
Yeah, it's going to be a welcome center, and it's going to have, all of our offices for principal, associate principal, treasurer, our SRO will be in here. And so, this is going to be a really, and what's awesome is we're going to have the athletic department is going to come up and use our current office that we're using now, which is much needed. They just need a conference room. They need some office area storage. So very excited. In fact, that far corner over there, I've been taking pictures about every 2 weeks, is my new office.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
The other thing that's a part of this too that is much needed in your current office structure is a big time expansion of the clinic.
Yeah.
And that was something that we knew was needed even long before we were in a pandemic. And it was, there's only 1 or 2 beds in there. There's not a very big office space for your nurse, Mrs. Goldman, to operate in. So that's going to be a big part. That's going to be a big chunk of what is that current existing office. Now will be transferred into the clinic, and then everybody in that office will kind of move out into this area here.
And I think this area in the next few months, next few weeks, but you're going to see the walls going up, and they've got a possible move-in of this summer of us moving into this area. And that means this large facade here, this entryway, which is just going to be where people drive up to the school, they're going to say, oh, that is the entrance.
Yeah.
And there's going to be an awning coming out and a turnaround for parents. It's going to be really nice. Then on the other side, super exciting, is on the other side of that tunnel there is going to be our community center. The community can use, we can use, over 120 people can be in there at a time, which is going to be really nice.
Yeah, that'll be a great gathering space when we have a need for gathering spaces again. For our community organizations like a Chamber of Commerce or the Kiwanis or any of those organizations that want to come in and use that space as a nice, large meeting space has that opportunity to do that. And I think that's a great thing, a great asset for our community to have. It's a great asset for our school corporation to have as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
To potentially use for some larger parent meetings or some of our clubs and organizations can meet in there. It's going to be a really neat space. Last thing I want to talk about while we're here, Jim, let's kind of spin around because I want to talk about this, kind of what's going to be this green space here, pretty much exactly where we're standing.
Is
exactly right here. Yeah. It's going to kind of split your parking lot in two.
Yeah.
And it's going to be kind of I don't even know, what do we call them that?
Well, it's kind of funny. Got to come up with an awesome name. It's going to be like the Dragon Garden or something. But it's going to have permanent seating, but it's going to have some areas for, let's say, flowers, bushes, gardens. But it's going to be an area where students are waiting for their parents to pick them up, that they can, sit out here and enjoy the outdoors. But it's, right now they usually have just been sitting on the ledge.
Yeah.
Or, I'm not even sure exactly where they sit, And now there's going to be a set place where they can tell their parents, hey, I'll be sitting here. It'll be safe. It'll be sturdy. But it's going to be really beautiful.
Yeah. And I think, we've talked a lot as this project has gone on about the importance of being able to better manage the traffic flow around this building.
Yeah.
And being able to actually put a physical structure in here that can split this parking lot into. We'll do buses up there, which is kind of how we do things in the morning right now.
Yeah.
We'll put our buses up there.
Staff will be on that side most likely with them.
Staff will be down there. We'll have a dedicated car line space here.
Yeah.
Similar to what you do, but it'll be a little bit smoother. It'll go a little bit easier. Have a little better traffic flow kind of on the south end.
Yeah.
And then down on the opposite end or the field houses where all the kids will park, which we talked about at the start of the video.
Yeah.
And I'll also note one of the things that happened at last night's school board meeting. The board approved us to start advertising for bids for another entrance and exit to our campus from 450 or Bittner Road.
Yeah.
Which I think will be huge for those kids that live east of here.
Yeah.
And don't have to go out to Jim Road, go down the light, turn right. They can just leave and go to Bittner and go out east of us.
You need a few more arteries out of the school, especially as we grow. But at the end of the day, when you have 1,000 students or more trying to get out of your building, out of 2 roads or so, it'll be really nice. Yeah.
Well, Jim, anything else that we want to touch on here today while we're here?
No, we're super excited. We're still, phase one is you can kind of start to see it complete. Although the field sports building now is being used for classrooms, but to see that weight room complete, and now we're kind of heading into phase two, which is going to be actually the larger chunk of the entire construction project. All types of new classrooms and different facilities, more on the academic side. So yeah, and when we get there, but the new cafeteria and the new music rooms and band room, that stuff's coming, in the next phase, which is exciting.
Well, Jim, we appreciate it. We want to try to do these semi-regularly here to kind of keep our community up to date on the project, especially since we're not allowing a lot of visitors in the building right now.
Right.
Certainly want to see you guys, let you guys see what's happening. It's a major project, and we want to keep you guys in the loop on that. So thank you, Jim, as always.
Yeah,
Mr.
anytime.
Young, thank you for
happy
your
to
work.
show it off. We're already proud of the stuff we've had done. But super excited about the future here.
All right, well, thanks, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Principal Voelz or myself, and we're happy to answer those. And hope you guys have a great week and a great holiday.
Yeah, thank you.